I have zero doubt that I will beat Derek.
What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with the winning Mr Olympia Derek Lunsford. So is it a coincidence that Derek uploaded the 10 weeks out back workout video, hitting some shots in a tank top, and how the Chupan also gave us an update, where he was posing in a tank top, where he mentioned that this is 10 weeks out. Now after all it may be a coincidence, but it is very clear in their minds as well, that both these guys, they're gonna battle it out for this year's #1 spot as well. And I have to say, Derek looks absolutely spot on. Front to back, top to bottom. That front relaxed pose, that is a showstopper for Derek. And that front double bicep, that is as crazy as it gets. Because the thing is, Derek just doubles in size when he opens up for that shot. And luckily for him, these two are the first shots to make an impression on the judges. So this is the first time during this season when it felt like that the prep has finally started to get to him.
I mean, double cardio sessions, low fats now. It might have something to do with it.
2 cardio sessions are in now. The calories are reduced. And we still have more than 9 weeks to go. And when you have a guy like Hadi Chopin chasing you, who is a conditioning freak, probably the best conditioning that we have seen in the last 15 years or so, it is totally understandable. But Derek is also gonna push the conditioning to new levels. And so is everyone else. Now that back double bicep, that is gonna be the best in this year's Mr Olympia lineup. I mean, that is most probably gonna become one of the best back double biceps in the entire bodybuilding history. And it seems like Derek has added more width in both of his back shots. Now that back lat spread, that is the pose where Hadi is really gonna challenge Derek. Because Hadi just opens up so wide in that back lat spread. No one in this year's Mr Olympia lineup have more width than Hadi Chopin in that rear lat spread. So with Andrew Jack winning this year's Texas Pro, and that too delivering such a dominating performance, there is a lot of talk about him being the Olympia title contender this year. And yes, I do agree with that. Andrew has so much high advantage over both these guys. He takes up so much space on the stage, and he was in a very superb condition. But still that conditioning was nowhere close to either Hadi or Derek. And Chris Aceto, the coach of Andrew Jack, he said in the past that with Andrew you really have to make a calculation on how far to push him, so that he doesn't lose his wow factor, his fullness, and the pop to his muscles. Because Andrew needs to be big, like he was this past weekend at Texas Pro, to be overly impressive. So again, I think Hadi and Derek, they are most likely gonna be #1 and #2 again. But do let me know what you guys think. And Derek just dropped another update on his IG. Now, I'm not really sure if that's a recent one, because I feel like I have seen this video before. It's from last year, but maybe I'm wrong. But I have to say the man is looking pretty damn impressive in this one. Next up, we have the update of the mutant, Nick Walker. Now, Nick is that guy who stated that Andrew Jack can beat everyone, including himself, if he makes some improvements, if he can add more thickness in his physique. And this statement was made soon after the Arnold 2023. Now, that physique does not even come close to what we saw from Andrew Jack this past weekend at Texas Pro. So does that mean Andrew Jack is another guy on the scene who is potentially taking Nick Walker's place at this year's Mr Olympia? Apparently, yes. That is how a vast majority of the bodybuilding fans have started to believe after watching his amazing performance at this year's Texas Pro. So Nick is gonna be counted out the most this year as we get close and close to this year's Mr Olympia. And maybe that can be a good thing for him, because he thrives when people count him out. But if we are being 100% real, this is gonna be such a challenging Mr Olympia for Walker. We have Derek, Hadi, Samson, and Andrew, all with extremely small waists and great aesthetics as well. And the mutant is like the polar opposite of all these guys. So he can also drop down to 5th if the judges go for aesthetics all the way. And also if the top guys come in absolutely peeled and shredded, then Nick is gonna be in trouble. But Nick himself is 100% confident that not only is he gonna be in the mix, but that he can definitely beat Derek Lunsford. So what did you guys think? What are the chances of Nick Walker of becoming Mr Olympia this year?
I feel great. I feel very confident. My body is responding extremely well. I just overall better mindset. And I think, being in Florida, being closer to Matt, being more hands-on this prep for the Olympia, everything feels right now. I have zero doubt that I will beat Derek.
The fans really want to know how a top Olympian like Samson Dauda felt about this new version of Andrew Jacked. Well, if you guys saw the reaction of Samson when Andrew took the stage, you would know how he feels. He really did not hold back on his reaction. And props to Samson, man. He knows that Andrew is gonna rival him this year and many years to come. And to give someone so much respect when you are only 9 weeks out from stepping on the biggest bodybuilding stage in the world, and that too against that same guy. So putting it out there in public, that really shows how much he loves bodybuilding.
What do you think about Andrew last night? Looked absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely amazing physique. And you know what, for me personally, that kind of physique is what drew me to bodybuilding in the first place. That's the reason I took up the sport, to be able to look at physique and have physique like that. This is bodybuilding. So for me, absolutely the standard of bodybuilding is like that.
So this is a response that you would expect from any bodybuilding fan out there. So Andrew is truly gifted in many ways. And who knows, these two classic mass monsters, these two tall guys, they might represent the pinnacle of the sport and battle it out for the Olympia title this year or in the upcoming years. So just like Andrew made so much improvements everywhere this year, expect the same from Samson as well. And the biggest change for Samson this year, that is a change of his coach. And up until this point, when we are 9 weeks out, he is 100% satisfied.
Do you think your back has improved this off-season? No, I do not think my back has improved this off-season. I can see my back has improved this off-season.
Next up, we have a 9 weeks out physique update of Madelman-Fitzwater, the winner of Detroit Pro. So he went back to the original Metroflex gym, the one where the GOAT, Ronnie Coleman and Brian Warren trained for most of their careers. And he got the feedback from Brian Dobson, who was the trainer of Ronnie Coleman, and he seemed to be really impressed with the improvements that Martin was able to make in the last 1 year or so. So I believe Martin trained for his Texas Pro 2022 prep here at the Metroflex gym, and he certainly has leveled up from that time. He added size to his arms as well as his quads, while the waist remained the same. And he is another one of those guys who come in absolutely shredded every single time. So definitely a contender for the top 10 Olympia finish, and that too at his Olympia debut, which is gonna be one hell of an accomplishment. And the guy is very young, he's only 27, so it's logical to think that he is most probably gonna be 1 or 2 pounds heavier than what we saw at this year's New York Pro, because these guys were not aiming for a big number anyway. Now, if he brings that same condition that he did at this year's New York Pro, with even 2 pounds of more muscle, he is gonna take out some big names. Next up is the physique update of Jose Maria, aka Madelman, who is ready to make a solid impact in the 212 class this time. So it isn't his 212 debut, as he already competed in this division a few years ago, when he was unable to make the classic physique weight cutoff. But this time things are gonna be very different, because this was his first real off season. And I have to say the man blew up like crazy. So Jose has all the traits that will make him a special talent in the 212 class. And his progress really shows that this is the class where he truly belongs. So he is 220 pounds right now in these progress pictures, and he used to go below 180 to make the weight cutoff. So he is also in a great condition right now for being 220 pounds. And we cannot wait to see him present a totally new package this year in the 212. So the waist is gonna get more and more streamlined as he gets closer to the competition. George Peterson, may he rest in peace, he's the one guy who had tremendous success after switching from classic to the 212. It is really unbelievable how great George Peterson really was. He used to place 3rd in classic physique, and in 2019, he competed in the 212 at Mr Olympia level, and he again placed 3rd. The reigning 212 champion, John Pearson, is another success story. So can Madelman be the next big thing in the 212? So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.